Hello, my name is Irene Schmaltz, and I work for the Center for Family Involvement. The other day, my adult son came to me and asked me the question, should I get a cochlear implant? Both my son and I were born with otorhinolaryngology syndrome. It's a rare disease that involves a hearing loss and it affects about 1 in 40,000 people. We both have similar hearing losses, and Eric's question about getting a cochlear implant was difficult for me to answer. I was fitted with a cochlear implant about 4 years ago, and then the second one on the other side about 2 years later. Erik was there when I had my surgery, and I remember coming out of surgery and said to him, "Don't ever get a cochlear implant," because I was feeling lousy. And here we are, 4 years later, he's asking me this question. And do I tell him how I miss hearing the way I heard with the hearing aids? Or do I tell him that the conversation that he and I are having right now, I wouldn't have been able to do so well with the hearing aids? And what about the fact that I can't hear the conversation behind me? Or if someone's calling me from behind, I may not get that. Well, again, I couldn't do that really with the hearing aids. So those are some of the things that I was thinking about. And the fact that people think that the cochlear implants are perfect technology. My family thought so, and it's not. It's just another device that helps when you don't have the hearing anymore. And do I tell him about the homework that's involved with a cochlear implant? Because the brain has to now learn that the information is not the same as it was with the hearing aids. It's different with the cochlear implant, especially because it's mechanical. So, and that takes time. Do I tell him about that? And also the fact that the cochlear implant is has more parts to it, and it shows a little more than the hearing aids do. Again, you could possibly hide that under the hair or however your hairstyle is. The other thing is, which is hard to accept, if you go into the surgery and you have very little hearing to start with, you're not going to have any hearing when you come out. Some people say that the surgeon can get the residual hearing. That's only if there was more hearing than there was to start with. So I also like to play the piano. Music is very different with the cochlear implant. It takes a while to train the brain to hear the music again. Erik likes playing the violin at the church. I took his violin and I don't know how to play, but how do I tell him that? It's not going to be the same for him. So I guess the question is more like, would I do it again? And the answer is definitely. I would not be able to speak as well as I am. I am hearing conversations much better than I did with the hearing aids. So that to me is more important than anything else. And just yesterday, my granddaughter was sitting in the back in the car seat, and I had given her a little device to put on the car seat. And while I was driving, I heard everything she said. Now that's amazing. So I can't answer your question, but I do know that I can give him the experiences that I have learned, and he will make the proper choice.